one of the cool things that I did in business, and we'll talk about some important stuff, but I mean, but what I done in business, and I had restaurants at one time, I had eight restaurants. Every week, I would cut a check for my power bill, for my rent, for my water, for my power, for my I cut a check for it, okay? And you know, I divide it up into 4 weeks and make it a little extra, but I would put that back and subtract that out of my account. Because in the restaurant business, you could be out of business and not know it. Okay. You'd be sitting there thinking, what in the world's going on here? You know what I mean? Where's it all gone? Where has my money gone? Yeah. And you don't know what's going on. So every week I would try to really whittle away at stuff, because like I said, it would be hard to keep up with. And you know, and like if you get a good customer and they say, hey, you know, I'm gonna be able to pay you, but you're gonna be 90 days out.
Right.
I mean, you know.
That's tough.
Shoot,
that is tough, especially being a small business.
Right.
You know, your bigger corporations, they got bank that they can fall back on. But with a small business owner, you know, whether it's just say paycheck to paycheck, you know, it's kind of tough to hold on to that.
Yeah.
And
the hard thing too in a small business that you can have, I think it is paying yourself.
Yes.
I don't know if you run into that situation.
Yes, I do.
I mean, and people always tell you, and I love the great business people that give you the advice, okay? I mean, you know, they'll tell you, oh, you need to write a check every week for yourself. That sounds really good.
It does.
You know, I love that in theory.
Yeah. But really, you can't.
It's hard.
You know, I mean,
it's not that simple.
It's not, because there's so much taking it, and you want to stay in business.
Right.
You know, because and I love what I do.
Right, yeah.
And to get paid to do it, okay. Right. And you know, my wife works with me now.
Right.
So that's fortunate. But it's all worth it to me. Yeah. In the end.
Yeah.
Because I just don't know if I could go back to work for somebody else.
And I don't think that, truthfully, okay, and let's talk about this just a minute.
Okay.
I don't think you made a good employee, okay, when you work for Powers, Johnny Powers. Didn't you work with him?
Yep.
You worked with some people, and you worked at, what was it called? Genmar.
Genmar,
okay. I just don't feel like you was a good employee. I feel like you would have been a little bit of a pain in the hind end, okay, because you got that part of you, okay, that wants to be boss. And see, that part of you had to move forward to be your own boss.
Right.
Okay, and people who want to be their own boss don't always make good employees.
No, you're right, because
that's not a bad thing.
No, it's not, and it needs to be that in order to be a business owner.
Right.
I mean, you got to be firm enough to get your point across.
Right.
If the occasion arises to where you have to take it up a notch, you know, you can do that. But once it's settled and done, you know, you can go back to being who you are.
Right.
And your employee, same way.
Right.
You know, and dealing with people, as far, you know, I only have a couple employees, but whenever I was at Genmar, there was like 45 that I would take care of. And guys would come in and had rough days, you know, this, that, and the other. And I get it.
Yeah.
I would let them vent, you know, until it got to a point. And then I, you know, okay, chill down there a little bit.
Right.
And then we'd talk about it, and if, you know, I even got heated and lost my temper a time or two.
Right.
But I went back to him later and I said, hey, you know, I didn't mean to lose my temper.
Right.
Blah, blah, blah.